WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia? The biggest wrestling mega show of the year, the event that transcends the wrestling genre itself, the international destination of pro wrestling, the Super Wrestling Bowl of WWE, leaving North America for the first time, not in Europe or Latin America. Yeah, even though those regions have been dedicated to WWE content for decades now, it would go to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43 in 2027. At least that's the word going around right now. The upcoming Royal Rumble and the ramp up to WWE's return of WrestleMania in Las Vegas in 2026 has been confirmed for months now, so it would lend itself to another top 4 premium live event, maybe going to the lucrative partnership of Saudi Arabia once more for WWE. The 2027 WrestleMania's location has yet to been confirmed officially by WWE at the time of this recording, but a press release released overseas has since been removed, and matching reports by PWI Insider indicate that WWE's annual most anticipated event, WrestleMania, could be scheduled for the often criticized destination on WWE's touring cycle of Saudi Arabia. This is Sportskeeda Wrestling. I'm Kevin Kellum. Sound off in the comments below on the prospective possibility of WWE bringing WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia. Is there another country outside of North America that hasn't hosted a WrestleMania, which is all of them? Only America and Canada have gotten the big one before. Now, is there another country, though, that you feel should have WrestleMania? Let us know in the comments below. You've given us 90 seconds of your time in 2025, and that is a whole lot on the internet. Why not sound off in the comments and let us know how you really feel? Hit the like button, subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling for more wrestling content just like this, and share the link with your wrestling buddies so that you don't stink. The move to bring WWE's biggest annual event to the region is somewhat expected, but still one that is going to garner a questionable and highly debated reaction. WWE has already confirmed that Royal Rumble, the big annual lead-up to WrestleMania, will be in Saudi Arabia in January of 2026. Around the time that was reported, there was a lot of speculation of when is WrestleMania going to be there. Now it appears that is a distinct possibility a few years down the line in 2027. Still, WWE's lucrative long-term relationship with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has garnered a lot of flack and criticism from fans since it began in 2018. The gray cloud that hangs over everything with WWE when it brings a major live event to Saudi Arabia pertains to the country's well-reported issues with human rights and conflicts with the free press and its treatment of women. Now, this isn't to say that we're ignoring this very serious part of the topic, but maybe it's not something you come to a pro wrestling YouTube channel to see dissected. But that should not stop you from reading up on it from verified sources and determining your own personal perspective. Saudi Arabia is one of the most powerful countries in the Middle East. Reportedly, WWE receives around $50 to $50 million plus for every single premium live event they run in the region. Just a surface level observation, that's a massive number. Their desire to enter the massive level of global entertainment and destination sports saw them bring in even more WWE with the confirmation of Royal Rumble in January 2026. If you get a Rumble, and if you follow WWE, if you're hosting a Rumble, you're likely in line to maybe host a SummerSlam or Survivor Series or a WrestleMania in the future. And considering WWE's well-paved paths across North America with other WrestleManias and other Royal Rumbles, this all lines up. The WWE fans in Saudi Arabia, who I don't want to ignore in this entire conversation, have a loud, passionate, and professed desire for professional wrestling in their region, to see their beloved heroes and despised villains square off in their area. no different than any other fan base around the world. But their delayed gratification for everything pre-2018 and now only once or twice a year builds up even further with an elevated expectation of a Royal Rumble and a WrestleMania. Yeah, anticipation and expectations all have to be met. And that electricity and, of course, big paydays have lured some of the biggest names in the wrestling business with WWE to Saudi Arabia, with the likes of Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, John Cena, The Undertaker, Goldberg, Triple H, and even Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement have all performed in the area, with modern-day main eventers like Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and more being also featured on these specific premium live events. Can Saudi Arabia and cities like Riyadh host an event at the scale of WrestleMania? Sure, they've proven they can be at the right pairing for major events, deliver the security, the accommodations, the stadiums. They even have the non-stadium attraction spots, like the now established WWE Experience attraction, which runs regularly in the entertainment district of Boulevard City. Will this mean, though, that we get the expanded week-long affair of WrestleMania with a WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony, a go-home SmackDown, a WrestleMania post-Raw edition, in all those other sistered events? That's to be determined. Do non-WWE wrestling promotions come to the region as well, like WrestleCon and GCW, for their events that regularly piggyback off WWE's biggest week of the year? Would that even be possible now? To be clear, WWE is not responsible for bringing non-WWE sanctioned events to this area, but amongst fans who make the annual pro wrestling quest, that's always something that's considered. What are you doing that isn't WWE when you're going to WrestleMania? I know, outwardly, that sounds like a ridiculous question to ask. It's also fair to consider that the live audience for any WrestleMania or major WWE event where a lot of energy, time, and money is spent on VIP experiences and meet and greets and merchandise, and the live event ticket is a major factor, but it pales in comparison to the massive global televised social media audience that WWE will sustain throughout all of this. If you're not going in person to WrestleMania, you will still be able to watch this anywhere on whatever app works for you. That's gonna be there. Saudi will continue to be a part of the global conversation around sports and entertainment in a bigger way, especially considering that they will host the FIFA World Cup in 2034, the world's biggest sports event. The circumstances to get the beautiful games grand event into the kingdom has obviously been met with heavy scrutiny, no different than WWE's continued partnership with KSM. But here's where we'll air some of those reasonable, built up over time fan anguish issues and frustrations when it comes to where WWE brings WrestleMania. Why is the first ever outside of North American WrestleMania event being granted to Saudi Arabia over locales that have a longer, more pronounced pro wrestling fandom like England, Ireland, the UK, France, Germany, and the European region overall? WWE's recent run of loud, never letting up, energized European audiences have been really special to see, especially before and after WrestleMania 2025. Along with the proven success of All Elite Wrestling's success in stadiums across England, it would indicate that they are ready and want WrestleMania. Even local leaders in London have campaigned to get WrestleMania in the city. And it's not just politicians. John Cena himself, when he made a surprise return to WWE some years ago in England, made overtures for the C Nation to draw pressure upon local officials, reportedly, to bring the Showcase of Immortals, WrestleMania, to jolly old England. What about Latin America? The undeniable wealth of wrestling history and lore there with Lucha Libre, WWE's recent acquisition of Triple A. Yeah, that combined element, maybe even a platform for the most transcendent luchador Rey Mysterio to end his career at Estadio Azteca, a massive stadium in Mexico. If WWE wants to continue on a destination that has an earned wrestling reputation, why not Japan and their famed and acclaimed Tokyo Dome with its decades of fighting spirit built up by New Japan Pro Wrestling in the land of the rising sun? This is all so much to consider, but even more to consider is the obvious WrestleMania selling points, the mega matchups, the big payoffs of storylines, and where is WWE going to be in 2027? That is so far away. The wrestling crystal ball of prediction is quite foggy to foretell what magical mania grandiose grapples will get to savor that far out. Is it somewhere where, like, Roman Reigns has his big send-off? And is a big beloved moment like that of a main eventer calling it a career going to be something that wrestling fans online and beyond can swallow and be civil about while simply just watching from home or anywhere else? Obviously, money drives all of this from happening or not happening. What do you think is going to happen? And how do you feel about it? Would you want to go and see WWE in Saudi Arabia? Or is there another destination that you're more inclined to see WWE present as a possible alluring destination for a major event like WrestleMania? Let us know in the comments below.